to this session. My name is Jolene Zhao. I'm an Associate Dean at the Greenhill School of Business. I'm also the Chair of the Department of Finance and Quantitative Management. Today, this is my great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Seongbae Lim, a highly respected professor and thought leader in the field of business and technological innovation. Dr. Lim is a professor in information systems at the Greenhill School of Business at St. Mary's University, where he shares his extensive expertise in technology management, blockchain, and artificial intelligence with our students. Dr. Lim has a truly interdisciplinary perspective, combining business strategy with cutting-edge technological innovation. His research and teaching have earned him global recognition in areas like blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and IT for sustainable business development. Today, Dr. Lim will be sharing his insights on a very important topic, Blockchain for Sustainable Development Goals 2030. In a world where sustainability is increasingly tied to technological innovation, Dr. Lim's work on blockchain for sustainable development will provide valuable perspectives on how technology can help us achieve the global sustainable development goals and create lasting, impactful change. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Seongbae Lim.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the very nice introduction, Dr. Zhao. So it is my great pleasure to present my idea and share it with you in such a great event. So as mentioned, I'm a professor teaching information systems management at Greenhill School of Business. So today I'm going to talk about two things. First, I'll try to explain about what is blockchain, okay? And then secondly, I'll talk about sustainable development goal and then how we can make synergy combination between blockchain and the sustainable development goal 2030 set by the United Nations. So before I talk directly into the blockchain, I want to talk about why blockchain matter actually. Okay, so have you seen this? So this is a so-called Ph.D, right? So if you go to like a St. Peter's Cathedral in Vatican, you can see this one. You know who made this one? Yes? Yeah, excellent. It's a Michelangelo. But surprisingly, when this sculpture was initially presented, initial reaction from the audience was not really positive. Why? Because of balance issue. As you know, Jesus Christ died at the age of roughly 33 years old, like a young adult. That means Jesus should look bigger than Saint Mary's. But as you can see, Saint Mary looks stronger than Jesus in terms of size. So that's why initial reaction was not positive, although this was made by Michelangelo, who is a symbol of Renaissance. But I think Michelangelo is a really great businessman because he understood the value of customer's perspective. So at the negative reaction, he talked about this one, the view from the top. As you know, at the time, we believed God in heaven watches us. And then heaven is right above over the sky, right? So that means this is a viewpoint from God in heaven. So as you can see, it looks much more natural when we change the angle. And then Michelangelo says, for whom I made this one? Answer is not you, but God in heaven. And then everybody understood why Michelangelo made in that way. So why I'm talking about this story at the beginning of the lecture of blockchain? Because I want to emphasize why blockchain matter. Up to now, you interpret changing environment and then found meaningful change from this viewpoint. If you understand, you can interpret changing world from totally different angle, like this one. So if you understand, everything you experience nowadays looks differently to you, and then you can find new opportunities. That's why really blockchain matter. So you can live in another universe, if I a little exaggerate blockchain power. So it has been newsmaker. Now it's the value of a single Bitcoin is higher than $60,000. As a matter of fact, it was year 2012 when I first introduced to Bitcoin by my friend who is a pioneer. And then my friend asked me to invest it. At that time, just a few $100. And then I ignored. Now I regret a lot. So my friend become almost a billionaire now. So that's what happened. So where adoption is higher, as you can see, like India, Nigeria, Vietnam, very active in terms of adoption of blockchain. And then, it has been regarded as a sort of, future of like a currency system, even banking, as you can see. So let me talk about what is blockchain. Actually, for the last 10 years, I had a lot of trial and then errors in terms of how I teach my student or to my audience, how I could explain. There are many different approaches. Number one, blockchain as a distributed ledger technology. It's like everyone on the network shares same Excel file which record the transaction. And whenever there is new transaction, all of them update together. That means everybody has same ledger and the same transaction history. So this is called the blockchain as a distributed ledger. I think this is the best way to understand blockchain. Secondly, it is called Internet of Value. So Internet has been excellent in terms of sharing information. But in terms of the value, nothing was possible actually. I know you can argue against me saying, I just did the internet banking. That is just your perception. As a matter of fact, you didn't send the money. You just send requests of sending money to your trading partner to the bank. You send a request of transfer of money to the bank, and the bank understands your request, and then not you, but your bank process it. You never sent any money. You just request your bank to make a transfer. Because of an issue called the double spending issue. So for example, although it is still illegal, if I share same MP3 music file number of times, still illegal, but illegal, but it's okay, right? In terms of impact, not really significant. Of course, it depends on perspective. How about this case? If I use money I have, let's say I have $100, and then I send $100 to many persons again. It causes a lot of problem. That's why we couldn't transfer value such as money over the internet because of a double spending issue. But blockchain solved that problem. Good example is called NFT. So this is a picture taken by father who walked along the street and happened to see the scene that fireman practiced removing the fire on the house. And then the father took the picture of his daughter. And then when he developed, it looks very interesting. Daughter looks like someone who put up fire and they enjoy the result kind of a thing. And then it suddenly become a meme called the disaster girl. So you can download this one for free in a second actually. So that's a kind of a limitation of the internet. Why? With the current internet, the value of that picture should be 0. Why? Everyone can download it. But with blockchain, it becomes totally different story. Blockchain provides a way to tell which one is the original picture taken. Although there are millions of digitally identical pictures, nobody can deny the fact that among millions of pictures, there is the original one taken by that girl's father. And then blockchain made it possible using technology called NFT, called a non-fungible token. So now we can transfer value suddenly over the internet. So it is already adopted by business. As you can see, many luxury brands now selling digital product. Like a Gucci handbag is a good example. In the past, digital image of Gucci has no value. Why? Everybody can easily copy. But now, because of blockchain, if you purchase digital image of Gucci handbag, you can prove originality of your handbag so easily. So that means it creates new opportunity for young digital artists. Now, if you make any digital art, you can prove originality of your work. So, how about this one? Can you guess how much money is paid for this one? About more than $500,000. So she made $500,000. Another good news for her, transfer of ownership called NFT, non-fungible token like this one, never means transfer of copyright. Copyright still remain with her. So whenever there is change of ownership, 10% of transaction amount should be given to that lady, now who are student of college right now in Wisconsin. So that's the meaning of blockchain as an internet of the value. And then fourth one is about the governance. It's a P2P network. That means everybody make a direct transaction. Everybody has same power and then make a transaction directly. Nothing like a bank as a middleman, even the extreme case, government as a middleman, nothing like that. Everyone just make direct communication. So blockchain is now become a symbol of democracy. Now let's focus more on how does blockchain work. Let's say there is only 2 people on the network whose name is Bob and Alex. And then whenever there is a transaction between 2 people, they update it together. So originally, as you can see, Bob borrowed $55 from Alex. So both of them wrote 55. Good? How about this case? Alex is a bad guy. Alex just added 1 more digit. Suddenly urged to Bob, you borrowed $155. there's a discrepancy between Bob's ledger and Alex's ledger. What Bob should do? Nothing. Just an argument, no solution. How about this case? There is one more person called Paul. And then Paul is a very honest man. And then Paul says, Alex, don't tell a lie. My ledger shows $55. Okay, Bob is telling truth, and then Alex, you are telling a lie. So because of Paul, now Bob overcome the difficulty of proving what is the truth. But how about this case? Paul decided to tell a lie because Alex whispered, if you stand on my side, I'm going to share the profit. You get $50, I'll get $50. Suddenly, Bob couldn't do anything. How about this case? There are 6 people updating ledger together. Suddenly, value for the money drops significantly, right? So how many people Alex should persuade to tell a lie? 4. How much money Alex can get if he worked very hard to persuade others to tell a lie? Suddenly it dropped from originally $100 to $20. How about this case? I don't know, because I'm not good at math. But at least I can say incentive for telling a lie drops significantly. So this one shows the power of blockchain. Why? In terms of the value, you don't have any reason to behave dishonestly. That means blockchain is called trustless network. Some people say, blockchain provides trust about every member on the network. That's not true at all. Wrong. Actually, blockchain is called trustless network. Why? Trust doesn't matter anymore. Why? If you join blockchain, your trustworthiness is not important. It doesn't matter. If you are a liar, saint, or thief, doesn't matter. Why? Regardless of your background, you had to behave very nicely and honestly. Why? If you do a kind of a tampering, the malpurpose manipulation, suddenly everybody raise a hand and they're saying, don't tell a lie. So that's why trust doesn't matter. Why do we need a bank when you send the money? Actually, one of the major functions of a bank is what? It guarantees trustworthiness of your trading partner. That's why they screen your credit level strictly whenever you open bank account. Why? Having a bank account means your trust level is verified at the minimum level. But with the blockchain, we don't need that kind of thing. Why? Again, who you are doesn't matter. If you become a member of blockchain, you should behave very nicely. That's the only way to exist in blockchain network. Good? So that is called blockchain era 1, represent as a Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has one limitation. Like a title of an old movie featuring my favorite singer, Paul Simon from Simon and Garfunkel. Maybe if you say that means you are old man. They were so famous in early 1970s actually. Anyway, the movie title is called One Trick Pony in circus. That means someone who has only one talent is called One Trick Pony. As a matter of fact, blockchain used to be one trick pony. Think about what Bitcoin can do other than transaction. Nothing but transaction. So there is another innovation by teenager from Canada, Russian Canadian, whose name is Vitalik Buterin, who introduced Ethereum. So if I make analogy, Ethereum is kind of a smartphone. You can do many things with a smartphone, right? If you need a new function, just add additional app. How about feature phone in the past? Only calling, receiving, very limited. It's like from blockchain 1, which is Bitcoin, to blockchain 2 and 3, which is called Ethereum. It's a jump from feature phone to smartphone. And then it functions like this one. There is an Ethereum network globally. And then to use many functions on Ethereum network, you just have to download it on your phone. To launch your own business on Ethereum network, you just have to develop apps and then run on it. That's why Ethereum is called blockchain 2 and 3. So because of Ethereum kind of idea now, we can do not only transaction of the money, but also for making our world better place to live together, like a sustainable development goal. Anyway, this is a conclusion of the first part of my lecture. So these are benefits of using blockchain technologies. If you need this kind of a benefit, use blockchain. So for example, transparency. Now you understand, right? Everybody writing ledger, updating together. That means everybody clearly see what's going on. Good? And then security and privacy. Oh, you said, how come? Everybody watching. But it's an analogy. Actually, everybody watching the transaction, that's true. But your identity is only identified only you. Only you know what a specific transaction is. Why? Your identity is not your name on blockchain. Structure is very simple. 256 binary number. For example, my ID is like this one. I don't know whether I can finish it in 5 minutes. 010101010101. How many 10? 256 1010. Only I can tell the fact that a specific transaction is mine. That's why it is very transparent. Everybody can see what happened, what's going on. But nobody but you know what you did. So this is a great point of blockchain. Usually there is a trade-off between transparency and privacy. But blockchain overcome that trade-off and achieve transparency and privacy together. Good? And then integrity of data. I said tamper-proof. If somebody manipulated, everybody know. So nobody can change any value. Democratic governance system is a P2P network. That means very, very democratic. Everyone has same power, can talk to each other directly. And then cost reduction. So without bank, you can transfer your money. That means you don't have to pay any fee to your bank. You can save the cost. Token economy means you can create your own blockchain network and then create token. So for example, if I become a president of St. Mary's, I don't think that happened, but anyway, it's an assumption. One of the things I want to do is what? I will create St. Mary's blockchain network and then create St. Mary's token as a cryptocurrency. And then whenever my students do voluntary work, I'm going to give token as a reward. And the student can do two things with that token. Number one, they can consume that one at Chick-fil-A, for example, or buying souvenir at bookstore. Function as a currency inside the St. Mary's campus. Secondly, amount of token each student has accumulated can tell what kind of person each student is. The more St. Mary's token you have, the more voluntary spirit you have, more altruistic. caring about community. That means amount of token itself tell who you are. That is called token economy. Fair wealth distribution, because everything is very transparent in terms of supply chain, each middleman can take what they deserve only. Not too much profit, not too less. And then identity, as I told you, you have your own ID, and then even you can tell who are accessing your ID so easily using blockchain. Smart contract is a special feature of blockchain too, as I mentioned. Smart contract means what we are doing, let me use the example of a vending machine. So when you are using vending machine, there is a contract between you and vending machine, right? So if you choose any product and then insert any money larger than the product price, you'll get product with change. That is a contract. And then we put that contract as a computer programming. That is called a smart contract. And then if you put a lot of smart contracts together, it becomes decentralized application called the DApp. This one actually. Good? Ethereum. So you put a lot of smart contract and then it become an app. That's the meaning of a smart contract. So on the smart contract, code is a law. Every people get together and then talking about what should be done if things happen kind of thing. It becomes smart contract. Good? So smart contract will change a lot of things in our lives. So for example, I don't know whether this is an ideal case, but I should use it because this helps you best in terms of understanding of a smart contract. Right now, you hire lawyer when you break up with your husband or with your wife, right? To decide how you divide your wealth and who has a right to raise kids kind of a thing. And you should hire. But with the smart contract, you don't have to hire. Instead, before you marry with your fiancé, you hire a lawyer. And then your fiancé, and then lawyer sit together and they're talking about all kind of a case. So for example, if husband cheat on wife, 70% of the wealth should go to wife, and then right for raising kids should go to wife, of course. If the other case happen, maybe different conditions should happen. So those kind of things are programmed. And if anything happen, without argument, it executes everything as conditioned, as programmed. So that's the meaning of a smart contract. And then the best example of a smart contract you can understand actually Bitcoin. Think about Bitcoin. It has been about 16 years since it was launched. For last 16 years, no human intervention made, but no problem has happened. Have you had any problem happen to Bitcoin network? Maybe you might say yes, but it's the wrong perception. Problem happened to the place where you exchange Bitcoin. Like a Bitcoin exchange has problem, but Bitcoin itself, no problem up to now. Without any human intervention, Bitcoin run automatically according to predetermined smart contract. Okay, that's the example of smart contract. And then traceability, blockchain. That means everything is changed. Each block has 2,000 transactions, and then all the block chronicle, according to time order, they are connected together. That means if you want to find where your money went, you can find it so easily. Why? You can track the movement of your money. so easily. That is called the traceability. That means money has name tag. But name tag never means your actual name. It is what? 256 combination of 101010. Only you know. How about FBI? Logically, you should say no. But sometimes FBI, caught drug dealer who use Bitcoin for drug trade kind of thing. That means maybe suspect, but logically speaking, it is almost impossible to find the owner by looking at combination of 256 1010, right? That's why blockchain used for like a drug trade kind of a thing, or like a hiding, like a hidden transaction of the money. We call money laundry. Your best example is ransomware. Have you experienced ransomware? If you got infection, what you should do? You should pay the money. They gave you their account number, right? Like a Bitcoin account number. And then you know the account number, but you don't know who they are. Why? Because it is Bitcoin. Only the owner of account number, which is composed of 256 1010, can tell the ownership. That means, as a victim of ransomware, you send money to specific account number, but you still don't know who has that account. That's why hackers really love blockchain technology. And then collaboration efficacy. Using blockchain, we can make better collaboration for common goods. Why? It is highly transparent. And then secondly, we can give incentives to someone who make voluntary work for the common good. And then you understand distributed ledger technology I explained at the beginning. And the last one is also very important if your major is accounting. So blockchain is called the triple entry ledger system. What we are doing in the industry is a double entry. It's an amazing system. Why? It was invented during Renaissance era, more than 500 years ago. Still we are using same system called double entry ledger system. How about blockchain? We have one more. Debit, credit, and blockchain network. That means as an auditor from government or a private organization, auditing becomes piece of cake. Now, according to today's method, you should check debit credit of a company and then its debit credit of trading partner for every transaction to tell whether there is a discrepancy or not. It takes a long time and it happens once a year. How about with the blockchain? You can check the match between what is written on blockchain and then debit and credit of each firm real time, every day, even automatically by using smart contract. So if your dream is becoming auditor, you should think one more time seriously. I know, don't be scared actually. If you understand blockchain, you can do auditing much more smartly than your competitor. It will provide another opportunity if you understand blockchain. Good? So these are benefits of blockchain. So if you are good at, if you need this kind of a benefit, you had better use blockchain technology. But whenever I deliver lectures, some people complain, too many. So I summarize like this one. Okay? Why it is very difficult to get idea of blockchain application? Because of Bitcoin. You know, the first successful application of blockchain technology is Bitcoin, which is a new service or a new product. But as a matter of fact, blockchain doesn't have a good fit with the new product development. It has better fit with process innovation or business model innovation. So if you think about what kind of new product and service can I make using blockchain, almost no answer, never approach, never. But if you think like this one, how I can improve the way how I conduct my task. How I can make our society more transparent, something like that. If you focus on process and the business model, you can easily get ideas. So if I make shorter, blockchain is a social technology. So we can use blockchain as a tool for making our society better place to live together with a higher level of transparency, justice. So now let's jump to sustainable development goal. So do you know what United Nations is doing? People speak very highly about the United Nations, but if I give this question, suddenly they step back. UN is very popular, but what they are doing too many things. But if you ask me to pick up one thing, it's a sustainable development goal. So this is one of the few initiatives set by the United Nations and then supported by all member countries. As you know, even very clear issue, there is a divide in the United Nations, right? For example, usually Russia and China stood on one side, the other side, France, UK, and US, that kind of thing happened. But no divide in terms of sustainable development goal. And this is a primary goal of the United Nations, right? It's a plan of action for peace, people, planet, and then prosperity. And then seeking to strengthen universal peace in large freedom. And it has 17 goals like this one. Highly complicated, right? Right? Actually, you know many similar versions. This many. Okay? Top left side is called, creating shared value. That means farm could be better off if a farm approaching common good related activities, they can also achieve better profit. That is called creating shared value, right? So that means, we can overcome the trade-off between social responsibility and the profit of the organization. That is called the CSP, creating shared value, strongly supported by Harvard Business School. And then the second, top right, is called ESG. You know ESG very well nowadays, right? Right? Environmental, social, and governance. Actually, ESG is a more quantifying oriented one. Why? Our society really care a lot about SDG. And then based on social responsibility level taken by an organization, we want to give some benefit, advantage in terms of receiving fund. But to make a funding decision preferable for those with SDG activities, we need a number. Okay? That is kind of emphasis of ESG. And then CSR is the most old, kind of oldest concept, like corporate social responsibility. Okay? I don't like it. Why? Because of R, responsibility. It is very passive one. What's the meaning of responsibility? Something you don't want to do, but you should do as a requirement. And then finally, now we have Laudato Si action. Like as a St. Mary's community member, maybe you should love that one. So it is announced by Pope Francesca, and talking about 7 goals. I think it's a kind of a condensed version of SDG, which has 17 goals. So, reduction from 17 goals, 7 goals, but I think all same. So to help your understanding, I grouped 17 goals into 4 categories. Number one, SDGs for quality of life, like for people. No poverty, zero hunger, and then good health and well-being, and then clean water and sanitation. This is for goal for the people. Second category is for planet, right? Like a clean energy, and then climate action, life below water, life on land kind of thing. Third category is for prosperity, quality education, and then gender equality, and then decent work and economic growth, and then reduced inequality. Another one is called partnership. That means through the partnership, how we can achieve peaceful co-evolution, which include innovation, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, and then peace, just, and strong institution and partnership. So these are all about sustainable development goal. It has 4 categories. Good? Now, as a last topic, let's talk about how we can use blockchain to achieve these 17 goals. Number one, no poverty. Have you thought about how much money goes to farmers in IT if you pay $1 for single mango? %20%? 30%? Surprisingly, less than 10%. That means more than 90% of the money you are paying are taken by middlemen, like a retailer, wholesaler, delivery kind of thing. So an entrepreneur is a female. I met her actually, the CEO, founder, create blockchain network called AgriLedger. Idea is very simple. Whenever anything happens to every mango, it is recorded. That means everybody can clearly see who take how much profit. Suddenly, all the middlemen got very humbled, and then they took what they deserved to take. And then result, the income for farmers increased how much percent? Not percent. Times. How many times? 7 times increased income for farmers. In this way, blockchain can support no poverty initiative. Second, zero hunger. So, bit give is good example. Okay? So when you donate money, what is your primary concern? Like a UNICEF kind of thing, Red Cross, they raise money. But now we hesitate. Why? You are not sure how they use their money. According to audit results, sometimes they use your money for taking business class flight. Many things happen. How about what happens if we use blockchain? Number one, because of transparency and then traceability, you can trace where your money is going, who uses it, right? You can tell whether money used for business class of, employees working for NGO or your money taken by the poor family in Africa kind of thing. You can clearly see traceability. Second thing, smart contract. When you donate your money, you can put your own smart contract saying, my money can be used only for water, milk, medicine. If anybody try to use my money for alcohol consumption, it stops functioning as a money. You can put that kind of function using smart contract function. In this way, we can really support zero hunger movement. Good? Third one, good health and well-being. I like this example. Really, like a brave movement by IBM, I heard. I think one of the best business model ever existing is a medical service, in my opinion, although we have a medical industry speaker this morning. Yeah, think about, if you purchase a product and then it doesn't work very well, what you do? Return, refund, whatever. Can you do same thing at the hospital, at the doctor's office? You visit doctor's office because of stomach ache. And then you are diagnosed and you got the medicine, but medicine didn't work. Time really worked. In that case, can you request refund from your doctor? You'll be crazy guy, right? I think really excellent business model in my opinion. So that's why there is a movement called outcome-based payment systems, supported by IBM. What it does, you make a smart contract with your doctor. And then, for every scenario, you said what's going to happen. And then based on scenario, everything will be executed. You don't have to argue against your doctor. Something like that could be happen. And then quality education. There are many cases. Actually, I spent 1 hour only for this issue. But if I give you one of the examples, I think it's school bullying. According to the study, if usually the victim of bullying always shows certain signal when they take their life, even worst case. Example, they show the signal many, many times before they conduct tragic things actually. They spoke 100 times about taking their life kind of thing. But all 100 person is different person. That means eventually they just heard about only once. Why? The victim talked 100 different people. How about blockchain? If we adopt blockchain, whenever the guy talking about that kind of thing, that can be shared by all community members. Maybe you worry about privacy, but now you understand, right? Don't worry about it. Why? Identity is hidden. In case that there is an alarming signal saying, like a ID 10101010 made those kind of signal 100 times, and then they can try to locate it according to the contract. Those kind of things. We can, according to the study, if we identify people, things happen, we can prevent 90% of the victim from school bullying. We can use blockchain for that purpose, obviously. And the gender equality. There's an economic divide between men and women. And then, surprisingly, you live in the US, and you take it for granted that you have a banking account. Actually, in some countries, it is really blessed one. Not easy. So whether have a banking account or not has been one of the primary source of economic divide. So that's why actually Facebook tried to launch its own cryptocurrency. Why? A third of global citizens on the planet are using Facebook. That means if Facebook offers its own cryptocurrency, that means suddenly anybody with a Facebook account has a banking account. That was a kind of a justification of initiative by Facebook. Originally, it was called the Libra. They changed the name to Diem. It's a Latin. Diem means a day. And then now Facebook almost gave up. Why? Government hate it. Why? Now government control everything. As needed, even they print out new cash without gold reserve anymore, kind of a thing. And the US dollar is a global key currency. That means if Facebook launched this one, it's a threat against US dollar status as a global key currency. That's why, Facebook had to almost give up. Now, which country now become a pioneer? It's a country which really make their currency as a global key currency in digital world. What is the name of this country? This country used cryptocurrency as a payment method during Olympic Games. is China. China is a pioneer, and then US government lag behind. To keep US dollar's position as a global key currency, US government delayed the movement of CDBs, which is called central banking digital currency. So that's what happened right now anyway. Clean water and sanitation. Now this is a good test on you. Maybe when I mention, think about what you imagine when I mention clean water. If you thought about how we can develop clean water system using blockchain, that means you are trapped. I said, don't think about new product and service. How about this way? How we can use blockchain to improve process of funding money for this project. It's about how. So many NGOs are using blockchain as a way to raise money for this kind of a project. And then clean energy, same thing. Like a solar panel, how we can invent a new solar panel system using blockchain? No answer. But think about why solar panel has been delayed. Because there is one unfairness. If you use solar panel, depends on weather, sunny, cloudy, sometimes you have extra. Sometimes you have deficiency. When you have extra, you should be able to sell extra electricity to those living in clouded area. Or the other case should happen. But not easy. Why? Transaction issue. Sending money, receiving money, identifying, processing, all require human resource. How about blockchain? If we adopt blockchain using smart contract, we can process everything automatically using blockchain technology. It's a key hurdle against solar panel adoption is what? Transaction cost. We can solve that problem by using blockchain technology. And then decent work and economic growth. So blockchain now provides a lot of opportunity for new industry. There are too many examples. And then innovation like NFT, as I mentioned, right? Now it provides the way how we transfer monetary value. It could be money, it could be real object. We can transfer everything using blockchain networks. It provides new room for the innovation a lot. And then reduce inequality. Among many examples, I choose smart contract. So to understand a lot of smart contract, maybe I should talk about the meaning of incomplete contract theory. It should be handled in law school. There's nothing like a complete theory. Complete theory means when you make a contract with your business partner, you and your partner talking about all kind of scenario. Even very minor thing you consider, rotate what should be happen if blah blah happen kind of thing. It takes a long time and very costly. So usually you make incomplete contract intentionally to save time, to save money. You just cover something very important. And then if anything which is not covered by contract happen, who decide? Usually buyer decide, not seller. Why? Because buyer has stronger bargaining power. That's what happens always. Unfair thing always happen. Why? Because contract is incomplete. How about blockchain? If you adopt blockchain, you can easily include every detail into your system, which is called smart contract. So using smart contract, you can include all kind of contingency and then covered by smart contract. In the way, we can support reduced inequality in terms of bargaining power. And the sustainable city and community. So this is actually when I talk about this one, the United Nations really like, and they even invited me to present at the United Nations. So I did it, actually. So what I told, business model of Facebook, even especially sharing economy, has something wrong. Think about Airbnb. Have you used Airbnb? Yes. Have you thought about how much money actually given to landlord? How much money taken by Airbnb? Actually, significantly higher than we can imagine. That means, if it's really sharing economy, you as a customer and the landlord really should make a benefit. But most benefit is given to Uber and then Airbnb. So I don't think they are sharing economy anymore. They are just aggregator. They are just platform owners who match demand with supply and then charge a lot of really high commission, higher than 20% sometimes, right? So how about if we implement blockchain Airbnb kind of a thing? You remember, blockchain is a P2P network, peer-to-peer. There is nothing like a middleman, like a bank, even government. You directly make a transaction with your trading partner, no commission. That's possible. Have you thought about how much portion of money given to creative artists, like a singer kind of a thing, if you download the MP3, who take substantial amount of money? If you are using iTunes, Google takes money, kind of a thing. So we can remove Google, we can remove Airbnb, we can remove Uber kind of a thing. The platform which take a lot of commission as a middleman, we can remove it. So that's the meaning of blockchain use case for sustainable cities and communities. And the responsible consumption and production. So nowadays we really care about something green. Starbucks says even meaningful consumption they support. So they said we use coffee bean which produce without child abuse. That means if you consume coffee at Starbucks, you support our initiative for removing child abuse in farms, right? For coffee beans. But can you really believe? I'm not talking against Starbucks, but if somebody say like that, we are making a lot of effort for sustainable development goal, something green environment kind. Can you believe? Not really. Why? Because of greenwashing. They just pretend to do. How about if we adopt blockchain? Everything is transparent. You can check all the detail. At the same time, nobody can change it. Why? It is immutable, tamper-proof. Nobody can tell a lie in terms of their activities. So you can easily find who are doing good job, kind of thing. This is an example. When you purchase clothes, you want to make sure you purchase clothes without using bad chemical, like a toxic chemical kind of a thing. How you can tell? Just based on what manufacturer says, it could be greenwashing. How about if there is a blockchain tag? If you scan blockchain tag, you can see whole history of that cloth, real time. Nobody can tell a lie. You can verify whether they are telling a truth or not. Climate action kind of a thing is also possible. Same thing, using blockchain technology, we can provide incentive to the farmers who are doing regenerative, generative agriculture kind of thing so easily. And I like this case. You know, Japanese people really like tuna. I think more than 90% of tuna are usually consumed by Japanese people. Now in danger of extinction, really, especially bluefin tuna. Very delicious, but not much left. So there is a regulation. You know, to catch bluefin tuna, you should make sure that is larger than a specific size. But can you believe if you purchase, fillet of bluefin tuna, can you tell whether the fillet is come from really adult tuna or small tuna, which is illegal? How you can verify the fillet you purchase is an adult one? Answer, blockchain. If you scan QR code, you can see the picture of tuna right after it was caught. You can tell how large it is so easily. This kind of thing is possible using blockchain. Same thing for life on land. Because of deforestation, logging is not allowed in many areas to protect our forest. But when you purchase a furniture, wooden furniture, how you can verify the wood for the furniture you are purchasing is from the area where logging is allowed, kind of a thing. How you can tell? Answer is blockchain. If you scan QR code, you can tell how the original tree looked like and then where it was located. So easily you can tell. This is the real case. And then peace, justice, and strong institution. There are about more than 200 blockchain-driven NGOs globally. And then when it comes to partnership, blockchain can also play a very good role in terms of helping you find a better partner, whatever you do. Why? Answer is trustless network. If you are running on blockchain network, you don't have to really worry about trustworthiness of your partner. That means with a peace of mind, you can make a collaboration. Joining blockchain network means you have no choice but to behave very nicely. Okay? Actually, it is related to game theory. It's a very funny story, but I don't have time. So now I'm done with the 17 goals, finally. Now look at this one. Decentralization, non-discrimination, openness, universality, and then consensus. What these ideas are talking about. Yeah, right, excellent. Actually, 9 out of 10 cases, people saying it's about blockchain, of course. That's not correct, it's wrong. You are right, actually. This was the idea of internet. Internet was originally very revolutionary technology. But as time went by, it became evolutionary one. Instead of changing our world, revolutionary way, it changed our world, evolutionary way. How about blockchain? In your opinion, what's going to happen with blockchain? Revolutionary, evolutionary? Blockchain is going to remove our government. There is a project called DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization. That means without government, we can run our society using smart contract. Actually, there is a $1 billion project going on still. What's going to happen? I don't know, actually. But if you ask me to choose one side, in my opinion, it will be evolutionary. Why? Like an example, bank. If everything happens as blockchain says, no bank can exist. It's all or nothing. if a bank fight against blockchain, so bank is what? To be or not to be kind of thing. Nobody like that kind of situation. That means industry which is in danger because of blockchain suddenly become aggressive adopter of blockchain technology to transform blockchain from revolutionary one to evolutionary one. Let me give one quiz. Which country, which industry is the number one adopter of blockchain? Now you can answer. Number one target by blockchain. Actually, answer is a finance. Finance industry is a pioneer of blockchain. Every major bank already adopted the blockchain technology. Even the way how you enter ID and password is a blockchain technology. You didn't know that, right? You are using blockchain already. Whenever you enter ID and password, you are using blockchain. Your password comprises of 256 1010 actually. Because they are using blockchain, they say, I don't know your password, you should reset your password. When you lose your password, if you call them, they said, I don't know. Why? They're using hash technology of blockchain. Anyway, blockchain is already become a part of your daily life. Why? Industry which are in danger of being removed by blockchain technology adopted blockchain aggressively and then try to turn blockchain as a supporting technology of what they are doing instead of substituting technology. So that's my prediction. That means, for your future, you should understand blockchain. Why? Blockchain will become second internet, which change everything a lot. If you become a pioneer, you have a lot of opportunities, really. So, do you know who this man is? All old men, right? It's telling my generation, actually. Top left is called Eric Clapton, right? So famous blues guitarist and singer. And the top right is Mr. Ju Jung, founder of Hyundai. You know Hyundai, right? Automobile. Left is, Steve Jobs, and the right is Paul Simon from Simon and Garfunkel. They have been so successful, and then they have one common thing which makes them successful. Can you tell? Think about your experience when you saw iPhone for the first time. Did you expect something like that? Yes? Yeah, revolution. How come? That's my question. So because of time, I want to give the answer first. It's beyond your expectation. You didn't expect it. But idea is very simple. Nothing was new. As a matter of fact, with the iPhone, nothing was new. Only it combined all the existing technology together. Without any new technology, Steve Jobs introduced innovation, which is beyond your expectation. Look at his face, saying surprise. Like we got awakening experience. How about Mr. Jung from Hyundai? So the only mistake he made, I think he went for the presidency of South Korea. He failed. But he made one very famous quote during the debate. So his opponent says, my whole life, I stood on the side of justice. I have always worked along a broad way only. I never pursued any shortcut kind of thing. And then his answer was very famous. I like it very much. He says, I have never walked along any broad way. No shortcut. I just explore new path. I always become the first man working along that path. and then people followed me. That's what he says. Okay? So, common thing means they don't accept the situation. They found a new way. Like this one. Anybody can tell the difference between future smart and smart future? Future smart means you know the future actually. You know what's going to happen. AI is very important. ChatGPT is a game changer. Blockchain is important. And then you prepare yourself for coming future. That's excellent. But to become a man like Steve Jobs kind of thing, that's not enough. You should become a person pursuing smart future. Smart future means you should become a person who set the direction and then moving that direction and then people follow you. So that kind of spirit is really essential ingredient to become a great man or great woman. Okay? You know, nowadays, as long as you read newspaper, internet, you can tell what's going to happen, what is important. That's a sort of order qualifier. It's a minimum requirement to survive in the market. To become a winner, you should become a leader with full of innovative spirit. You know, if you drive your car, you never got car sick. Car sickness happens only when you sit on passenger seat. Okay? How come? My answer, one of the possible answers is a blockchain. Why? It's not late. People just thinking about only cryptocurrency. But if you think about how you can change the world by using blockchain technology, there will be innovative opportunities, a new frontier. You can create your own new path in blockchain area. That's what I suggest. Okay? Thank you very much. So, any question? Yes? So smart future means, instead of preparing yourself for the known future direction, you think about your own way, own future. Okay? That's what I recommend. Okay? So it's not easy, but if you understand technology, especially like a blockchain, you can find your own way. Okay? That's very important. That's what I emphasize. Why I'm talking about smart future, you can use like a technology like a blockchain as a tool for finding your own direction and then explore that direction. Why it is possible? Because of one keyword, access economy. If I were delivering this lecture 10 years ago, I wouldn't say smart future. Why? Because resource matters. But now we are living in the era called access economy. That means everything is accessible. Resource, human resource, everything is accessible. Think about how many rooms owned by Airbnb? 0, actually. But Airbnb compete against Marriott. More rooms available. Why? Access economy. Airbnb decided to access rooms available instead of having ownership. Now, as long as you have a good idea, you can access any resource you need. Really. That is a great news for entrepreneur, really. If your major is entrepreneurship, that's great news. We are living in access economy. You can access any resource. That means as long as you have a good idea, you can have access to required resource, and then you can compete against existing business. Much easier than before. Good? Did I answer your question? Yes. Any other question? Yes.
What's your perspective of Bitcoin being a globally used currency? Do you think it's going to replace dollars, pound, yen, as one of the major currencies?
So you mean talking? So your question is about the future of Bitcoin as a global key currency. So, in my opinion, when it comes to like a sort of business model, Bitcoin is very, very limited. As I mentioned, it's a one-trick pony, nothing but transaction. But as the first successful case of blockchain technology, I personally think the future of Bitcoin is very bright. And then if we have something like Bitcoin as a global key currency, ideally, that's an excellent case. But I don't think that happened. Even US government didn't allow Facebook create even cryptocurrency. I think the future is known. We are living in the era where cryptocurrency functions as a key currency. But who has initiative will still be country. That's why there is a race among many countries. China tried to make its own central banking digital called CBDC, Chinese version. And I strongly believe now US government also pursuing in that direction in secret. Okay? So that's why I show you this one. I think I show you how many countries are pursuing somewhere. At the beginning, I think I showed. This one show, right? This one show number of countries with the central bank digital currency in advanced exploration phases. As you can see now, about 32 countries are developing their own version of like a national level of cryptocurrency. I think as we has a race among US dollar, like a traditional money, I think the same thing happen in the near future. Okay? So like a US government issue CBDC US dollar, which is a pegged on actual a dollar of US note kind of a thing. Okay, we call it stable coin. Stable coin means the value of a single coin is pegged into existing currency. So that will be what's going to happen. But single cryptocurrency globally adopted, I think ideal situation, but I don't think that happened. But who knows what's going to happen actually? But thank you. Any other question? Okay. Thank you so much.